What's going on, you guys, and welcome back to a different perspective. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button for your boy. Now, I know y'all see the video up on the screen. Doesn't it look familiar? Yes, this is a video that we talked about before, but I want to bring back this conversation because the internet is going to look crazy. The internet is going to look crazy. There are people that had a lot to say about what it is that I said in this video, and I want to go back and touch on some things because there are some things in my previous video that I was wrong about, and there are some things that I want to clarify so that people can get a better understanding of where it is that I was coming from. So the other thing, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about this later on in the video in regards to why I titled that video the way I did. What is it? Why do so many black women hate when black men date outside their race? That was a question. If you look at the video that I did, he stayed on topic. And the topic wasn't on why black women hate when black men date outside their race. The topic was on what the girl was talking about in the video. I stayed on topic. I was a bit harsh on her. I will admit that. I said some things that I was insensitive of. I will admit that. I was in the wrong about some things. But still, I stayed on topic. That question was for you guys. I've done it in many videos before. Comment down below, and I still want you guys to do so. Comment down below why you may think it is that there's a lot of black women that hate it when black men date outside their race. Now, there's no question mark on the end of that title because that's not typically what people do. You don't typically put question marks and stuff in the titles of YouTube videos. Sometimes you do it here and there, but not typically. But still, please comment down below. I want to hear it. Looking at some of the comments that people were saying, people saying, yo, even some guys saying, yo, you were wrong. You were wrong. I myself was a part of that issue at one point in life where I was looking at certain type of women and saying, hey, this is my preference. This is what I like. And that was one thing that I was putting emphasis on in my video, that guys will state their preference when it comes to women, no matter her skin complexion or her nationality. Now, another thing people was having an issue with my video, they're saying, no, you're not looking at what this woman is saying. You're making it about what black guys will date. She's not talking about what men will date or black men will date. I'm gonna tell you right now, the entirety of her video is about what men will date when it comes to ethnicity. We'll go even further, but after we play this video straight through, all the way through, I got something very important to say. Y'all ready? I'm ready. Let's listen.
First and foremost, I want to say that she's a very beautiful woman and that this is not an attack on her at all. But I want to address that a lot of black men will say that they love black women or that they only date black women, but that's the type of black woman that they date. And there's nothing wrong because she's extremely beautiful. But the problem with this is that a lot of black men love black women with Eurocentric features. They love the fact that she almost doesn't look black, but that she's still black. Like they still have the token that said that they only date black women, even though, you know, and then not her specifically, but they don't necessarily date her because she's black, but they just date her and she just happens to have a little bit of black in her. They love black women that don't necessarily look black. And I know this statement is a little bit wrong because black people, we all come in different shades and textures, but you get the gist of it. And this isn't all men, this is not all black men. If the shoe doesn't fit, don't wear it. And she's a very beautiful woman.
All right, so y'all heard, she kept talking about, like I said, people said I was wrong, but she kept talking about what black men will date, right? Now we're going to go back through and play it through again, and I want to talk about some of the key points.
So first and foremost, I want to say that she's a very beautiful woman. And
first and foremost, let me take back some of what I said. I said that she was insecure and jealous of that woman because of how many times that she called that woman beautiful.
And that this is not an attack on her at all. But I want to address that a lot of black men will say that they love black women or that they only date black women, but that's the type of black woman that they date.
Now, a lot of people was bringing up the whole conversation about colorism. They're talking as though I myself am unaware or ignorant to colorism. Since we're on that topic, I myself grew up in a predominantly Hispanic neighborhood for an extended period of time, and I received a lot of hatred towards me because I wasn't of their ethnicity. I didn't speak their language. I could have fun and play with the kids outside, but I wasn't allowed to go in their home, right? Obviously, I've told you guys before on this channel that growing up, the racism that I have experienced myself was amongst my own people, black people, right? And again, I've stated on this channel, I've said it many times before, there is a clear divide within the African American culture, within the black culture as a whole, between the fair-skinned and the dark-skinned. That divide is there. That's colorism. And colorism does exist within dating, but it's not the majority. It's not the majority. People typically try to stay with their own ethnicity. I've had this conversation with some of my female friends before. I was like, hey, yo, like, why is it that, only the black women are checking for me out here when I like everybody? And she made it clear. She was like, hey, even though you're in Atlanta, people typically tend to try to stay with their own race. You'll see some branch out. Prime example, come down here to the South, come down here to Atlanta, get on the dating app, make a profile, swipe right on everything. I promise you, the majority of what you will match with will be of your own ethnicity. But the issue that I'm having here with this is the fact that she said a lot of black men. When you say a lot, that insinuates the majority. That insinuates the majority. I would assume that the black men that are this way, that feel the way that she's talking about, is probably around the 20 to 30% of range of black men that feels this way. And I say that because when you look at 100% of married black men, 80% of them are with black women. Of that 80%, I would think that maybe 10% of those men are with the type of women that she's talking about. Because you got to also think of it like this. But when we're having a conversation about dating and we bring race into the mix, because the races here that is being spoken about is black men and black women, right? Now, in my previous video, I think the title went something like, why is it that so many black women hate when black men date outside their race, right? So a lot of people had issues with that title as well. And I'm glad that you brought that up. I'm glad that y'all brought that to my attention, because look at this. For this conversation that she's having right now, she's talking about black men dating a certain sector or subsector of women within the black ethnicity, within the black culture. So when you look at it, you got the African American woman, you got African, Nigerian, Ethiopian, you got so many different arrays. And then you also have women like herself, this female in the beginning of this video, who may have some black in her. So to say that someone is dating someone like her is to also say that someone would be considerably dating outside their race, like I stated in the title of that video. Because if we're going to talk about women like this, and that this is the type of women that a majority of black men, which I don't believe a majority of, because the data doesn't show that. But if we're going to talk about women like this, and that these are the type of black women that men are going after, then we might as well say that they're dating outside of their race. Because just like people that I've spoken to about this video, we're not looking at this girl right here like she's black. If I walk out into the street and I'm minding my own business, look to the left, see this female, black don't cross my mind. I'm thinking Hispanic. When black men say that they only date black women, typically, and I need y'all to listen because people keep wanting to look over this, typically, the majority of black men are talking about black women that actually look like what we consider black to be, which is this young lady right here, black and beautiful. She's saying that majority of black men are saying this is what they're going for when they're looking to date a black woman. These features. No, majority of black men are talking about this. I said it in the last video. I'm saying it again. This is the real majority of what black men are looking for. Women that look like her. I'll let her talk again. Listen.
So first and foremost, I want to say that she's a very beautiful woman, and that this is not an attack on her at all. But I want to address that a lot of black men will say that they love black women or that they only date black women.
It's not a lot. It's a small amount. It's a minute amount. This too. I was listening to, this was years ago. This is probably back in 2015. I was listening to Bob Proctor, this old seminar of his, and he was saying one of his favorite things to do is to walk out there into the real world and see interracial couples together. Because where there's an interracial couple together, there's someone, whether it's a man or woman, black or white, Spanish or Asian, that has a distaste for what it is that they may see. Because this is what happens. This is what happens. And this, like I said, this is factual, not emotional based or opinion based. This is what people tend to do. They'll walk out there and they see a couple, right? Let's say me as a black man, I'm walking, I see a black couple. I'm not thinking much of it. Hell, they might be in my peripheral. I might not even look in their direction. But I'm walking, continue walking, and I see a black man with a white woman. I'm going to focus on that a little bit harder than I would with the black couple. They see someone, Spanish people do it too. See a Spanish girl might be walking with a black dude. The Spanish dude might be like, damn, that's messed up. People of every nationality do this. And why am I putting emphasis on that? Because we have to be careful about what it is that we choose to focus on. Just like I said in my previous video about women that choose to focus on the men that don't want them, rather than finding one that will. No matter what his nationality is, right?
But that's the type of black woman that they date. And there's nothing wrong because she's extremely beautiful. But the problem with this is that a lot of black men love black women with Eurocentric features. They love the fact that she almost doesn't look black, but that she's still black. Like they still have the token that said that they only date black women, even though, you know, and then not her specifically, but they don't necessarily date her because she's black, but they just date her and she just happens to have a little bit of black in her. They love black women that don't necessarily look black. And I know this statement is a little bit wrong because black people, we all come in different shades and textures, but you get the gist of it. And this isn't all men, this is not all black men. If the shoe doesn't fit, don't wear it. And she's a very beautiful woman.
Like I said, I love the fact that she stated this isn't all black men, but to state in the beginning that a lot, that makes you feel as though that's majority of black men. And then when you put the content out here like this, it makes people feel, oh dang, like even men, it might even shape some men to feel as though that they have to also be what it is that you're talking about. They might feel like, yo, oh shit, like that's what brothers are doing out here. They date women that's are black but don't look black. Shit, let me look into that. Gotta be careful when we putting that stuff out there, because like I said, I don't want that to be the truth, because I know that it isn't. I know that black men, when they say that they only date black women, majority of them, like I said, majority are talking about women that look like her. I know that that's what they're saying. But where the other issue is, remember, y'all gotta remember, this channel is called A Different Perspective. We're going to further the conversations of what is being said in some of these videos, because there's other places that this information is coming from. There's other reasons why people are saying some of the stuff that they're saying. Looking at the comments of what some of you guys were saying on that video, y'all also talking about some of the reasons why black men will choose to not date black women entirely. And that has more so to do with the characteristics of certain black women, right? I will, from here to the end of time, be rooting for my beautiful black women. They are at the top of my desire. I've said it many times on this channel before. They're on the top of my desire. But it doesn't mean that I wouldn't date or marry anyone else. Because I'm going to tell you right now, when it comes to black women, can't no woman on this planet hold down a black man better than a black woman can. Because black women know our struggle more. They understand us more. They've been through enough of it themselves. Because a positive thing that I want people to take from this is that, ladies, there are many black men out here that are wanting to be with you, including myself. And information like this, if you focus on it, this will be the reality that you experience, see, and live. It's called the law of attraction. Whatever you focus on will come to you. You focus on this stuff, you will believe it to be true. When it isn't true for the majority of black men, I'm gonna have to keep putting emphasis on that. It's not true. It's not true for the majority of black men. And it will make us sick to our stomach for us to focus on someone or something that doesn't align with what it is that we are wanting for ourselves. But that's it. I want you guys to leave your thoughts, comments, and opinions down below. Y'all know what time it is. Like this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for more. As always, you can follow your boy on the gram and Twitter at Artofkickz. And I'm going to catch you guys in the next one. See ya.